So I'm going to tell you a secret about the absolute best headphones that you'll ever have. I went to the Walmart a while ago and I got this headphone, which is here. So you can see it. Like it's just a normal gaming headset of some kind. Works pretty good. Anyway, seemed kind of cool. Like I thought I would like to have a gaming headphone to use. Well, you know what's funny? Now, what I found is despite having other headphones I could use, what I actually like to use the most these days is this one I'm using right now. And this is um, it's a little earbud. And I'll usually wear just one in one ear so that I can hear what's going on elsewhere in real life. It doesn't bother my head. It doesn't feel uncomfortable ever, like having those things over your ears. And, actually, I'll tell you, the other part of this is the other one. I don't know if you can see it, but the end has sort of come off, like that little rubbery spot. And I know I have another rubber piece somewhere I could put on there, but I just don't care. Now the truth is this particular piece of this earphone that I'm wearing right now, I'll tell you the truth of where I got it. I found it stuck in the snow by some garbage while I was walking around in my neighborhood. It's kind of close to where some homeless people had been living in their cars. So I'm thinking like there was some like old um, cans of food that had been left there, and there was some trash laying around. And I was walking by that and I looked down and there's these headphones there. So I grabbed them. I was like, I wonder if these things would work. So I took them home, washed them real nice, plugged these things in, and they work just fine. And I've been using them for like the better part of like maybe 6 months or something, maybe even longer. Maybe it's like 9 months I've had these now. And then at some point, the one that lost the end, well, it got stuck under the wheel of my chair, so the end came off. The end is somewhere down there on the floor, I'm sure. But since I only use one of the two earbuds, I just didn't care anyway. So I just continue to use it the way it is, and it works. And the funny thing is, this piece of trash that I picked up out of the garbage laying in the street has wound up being more useful to me than a headset that I actually paid money for because it was supposed to be, obviously better. So what's the moral of the story there? Well, sometimes the things that'll give you the best experience aren't the things that are the most expensive, and sometimes the things that actually provide more service and more benefit to you are actually going to be less practical in reality. Like the headphone that winds up being uncomfortable after a while, and I can't hear what's going on elsewhere in the room and stuff. Well, like maybe that's maybe it's better, but it's not better for me. Like I see these guys, they get new pickup trucks, and you get this $80,000 pickup truck, all right, and then you proceed to not want to do any work with it because why would you want to put a bunch of stuff you're gonna haul into an $80,000 shiny brand new current year model pickup truck? Why would you do that? No, you're going to want to go get that old pickup truck that you can actually work with and put a load of dirt in it or whatever it is you're going to do. So, does that $80,000 truck actually make your life better? I would say no, it really doesn't. It's cool. You want it. It's tempting to want it. But the reality is, all it does is give you extra problems. And then you have to worry about whether it's going to be something bad happened to it and somebody touched it wrong and you got a scratch in it somewhere. Like I remember once I did have a new truck. And then I remember the first time I put a gouge in it because I had hauled these washing machines and they were heavy and I didn't have anyone there to help me, so I like kind of drug the washing machine on the bed of the truck and put like a little gouge in there. Like it wasn't damaged really, it was just like the paint was kind of scratched, and it was at first breaking it in kind of a thing. And I just remember feeling kind of like awful about that because this is a new truck, right? And it's like that. But if you just don't have anything that you are super worried about, like that's better sometimes. Simple things wind up being more practical, more useful, and then you also, you use them for the practical purpose that they serve, not for the status of it or just because it's super cool. And then there's other things like I'll show you, like my gaming mouse here, like I don't know if I can get it up there. Yep, there it is. So this mouse has these MMO buttons on it, and it's pretty cool. I got it, the G600 mouse, got it off of I don't know where I got it. I don't know if it was eBay or what. I don't know. I ordered a couple of them. Anyway, it works real well. I like it because it has those MMO mouse buttons on the side, which is really useful if you're a MMO player at all. Um, but then there's other gaming mice that are probably more expensive, but they don't have those buttons, so they're not as useful to me. So again, I would just go back to using that as an illustration. Use things that are useful to you. Don't just look for the thing that's going to be the most expensive or the flashiest or the most, supposedly the coolest, because oftentimes the thing that everyone else is going for is not going to be the thing that gives you the best experience. So always start off by saying, what do I need? What do I want? And then get what you need so that you can do what you want. But don't get the best thing out there just because it's supposedly the best. Actually ask that question. Is that something that I really need? Is that something that I really want? Is that really going to be something that's good for me? Because if you can do just fine with the headphone you get out of the garbage versus the one that you pay $40 for, then why pay $40 for something that you don't even want, right? So just think about it. The library downtown Seattle is weird shaped, and the reason why it's weird shaped is because the architect who made it said he wanted to design what he wanted the inside of the building to look like and then design the outside building around that. Now, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that. It's a little bit of abstract thought from some sort of an architect. Love it or hate it, that's your choice. But it's the same thing with our lives. Sometimes it's best figure out what you want in your life and then put those pieces into your life, regardless of how it looks from the perspective of those who aren't actually living your life. And you're going to have a better experience than if you always conform to what everyone else expects and kind of put your internal needs, interests, and desires last. Something to think about. Thank you very much for watching.